actually, I've been a vegetarian now for about 2 years, over 2 years in fact. It started with a 1-month trial. I decided that I would have no meat for 1 month. I figured I could probably do a month. And I also decided to switch from having milk in coffees and lattes and cappuccinos to trying soy. And then 1 month just kind of kept rolling, and next thing I knew, 2 years had flown by. I still eat fish though, so I guess technically I'm actually a pescatarian. And occasionally I eat eggs and cheese, but eggs once a month maybe. We'll be out for breakfast and I'll have eggs, and then cheese, it's sometimes in recipes. But by itself, I probably have cheese maybe twice a month, and that's about it. Well, I decided to become a pescatarian because originally my wife, Sabrina, who's a vegetarian bordering on being a vegan, she started making these amazing vegetarian meals for dinner at night, and I realized how much I loved it, and I thought, you know, I can eat like that when I'm out as well and just make different choices. Then I started to learn as a result of some of the things she was sharing with me and some documentaries that I watched about the damage that factory farming is doing not only to the environment but also to our bodies, with the rate at which they try to grow animals and the conditions in which they're in, the hormones that are used to help them grow quickly, and the types of antibiotics they fed. All of that gets into the meat, and then I realized I'm ingesting these things, and I never thought about it. I mean, I thought, I went to buy a steak. I wasn't buying a steak with added hormones and everything else that was put into it. So anyway, I'd always been a healthy guy and worked out, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try and take this to the next level and see how long that I can go as being a pescatarian. Okay, this is a good one. So, top 3 myths. Well, what I realized right away, I thought, I'm not going to get enough protein. That was the first one. Of course, my wife laughed at me for that. It turns out that there's legumes and things like beans and lentils are a fantastic source of protein. And I use Vega powder as the protein powder in the morning, so I've switched off of a whey-based protein to Vega powders. So that was the first one, and I get lots of protein, and I don't have to worry. I work out all the time. I just finished the last 6 months doing P90X, and I never felt like I was protein deficient the entire time. The second myth is vitamins and minerals, that somehow I was going to not be getting enough vitamins and minerals. And I think the ones I was most concerned with were B complex, B12, vitamin D, and then calcium and iron. And so I've been vegetarian over 2 years, and I went and had my blood test the other day, and it turns out all my levels are all perfect. And I got it tested by an MD and also by a naturopath, and both of them said, yeah, you're within the right range. So the third myth was that I was going to be hungry all the time, and that turns out to not be true as well, mostly because the food choices that I make now are a lot of organic and fresh-made vegetarian dishes, which I love, and so I eat lots of it, and I'm not hungry. So what advice would I give? Okay, so I guess the first thing would be to start out by reducing meat. I mean, you could try what I did and try it out for 1 month and see how it goes for you. Or Graham Hill did a fantastic TED Talk where he talks about becoming a weekday vegetarian, which I think is a great idea. So he was a vegetarian during the week, and he only ate meat on the weekends. The second advice I would give is to take a multivitamin daily, because that'll help balance out some of the things that might have been missing from your diet that you're still learning how to supplement as you become a vegetarian. I'd grab a simple vegetarian cookbook with recipes in it that you can try out that are easy to do, and then head to the grocery store and buy some of those staple ingredients that you need. The first thing you're going to notice when you leave the grocery store is your grocery bill is going to drop significantly because you're not buying meat and chicken and pork. Probably the fourth thing I would do is I'd find a friend who can support you in your trial, because you can share recipes with that person and just talk about your experience, and it's a lot easier to have a buddy to share the experience with and be accountable to as well. And I think the last thing is I'd make sure you drink lots of red wine. This absolutely has zero to do with being vegetarian, but I really like red wine.